dinner table in a group of people that probably don't know my grandmother, giving a toast. So, students of public speaking, summer of 2017. We're gathered here today to commemorate a woman who's held in the highest respect and admiration by all who have met her. There's something magical about Sheila, the backbone of my small family.
Please try again in a moment.
There is so much to be said about my grandmother and her life. 5 minutes is hardly enough time. You may see images of bravery as a front lineman in a war. You may see images of bravery as a knight in shining armor. I see bravery differently. To me, the epitome of bravery is my Grandma Sheila. Born on November 2nd, 1933, a British native was separated from her family at the age of 6. Evacuated from her home in Manchester, England, to the seaside during World War II, she showed bravery and courage by never letting separation and trauma overcome her. At a time when the skies were riddled with light from the German airstrikes, the dark-haired, dark-eyed child was stripped of her innocence. She scurried to bomb shelters, lived off of rationed portions, and learned to use gas masks in school. Her childhood was riddled with trauma, but she never let it get her down or ruin her dreams for a better future. Sheila left school at the age of 14. She worked on sewing machines and post-war married an American serviceman stationed in the UK. Without fear, she left her country at the age of 18. She came to the US armed solely with her dog and a $10 bill. Traveling across the Atlantic Ocean to a world she did not know, she never wavered in her quest for a better life. Can you imagine getting divorced in a foreign country with a small 2-year-old child? Divorce was unheard of in the 1950s. Sheila didn't care. She had dreams. She went on to meet her second husband and have her second child, my mother. We all make small sacrifices each day, handing a dollar bill to a homeless man at a light, allowing a woman with a smaller purchase to go ahead of you in the grocery store. All examples of small sacrifices you may be able to relate to. My grandmother sacrificed so much more. My grandmother sacrificed her life and her time. Working appropriate hours so that she could be home after school, she kept busy doing many different things. Sheila being a waitress, picked nickels off of countertops and bars in various restaurants. To give her family extras such as private schools and piano lessons. She gave private dance lessons. She owned her own dog grooming business. Also, she could afford proper exposure to her children for a better life. No job was too menial for Sheila, whose beauty and grace dominated no matter what she did. Her last job at the First and Last Tavern left her to be recognized everywhere we go. The Elizabeth Taylor look-alike was often asked why an elegant woman such as herself waited on tables. She would respond, "Poor choices in my youth." This wasn't true, though. Sheila worked to put her family first. After my father died, she created stability for my mother and me. She got to school for every school function 2 hours early and stood in the front row. Sheila watched her granddaughter, who stands before you today, so that her early years wouldn't be spent in a daycare setting. Grandma scrimped on things for herself. In doing so, she was able to provide a down payment for her children to purchase their first homes. She also paid for me to attend hairdressing school while I was still in high school, ensuring I would always have a trade to fall back on. She selfishly sacrificed her life and time repeatedly. What is nobler than that? Intelligence and accomplishment can be imaged using many different faces. Barack Obama, Abraham Lincoln, Albert Einstein, all faces used to describe intelligence and accomplishment. Grandma Sheila represents those traits differently. The woman who taught me almost everything I know bought her own home after her second marriage failed. She refused to let her personal failures stand in the way of her family's success. In her later years, despite being a senior citizen, Grandma Sheila went to Trinity College. She graduated with her degree in humanities and managed to graduate college with straight A's. Shortly after, Grandma tripped in a local department store and broke her hip. Being the fighter that she was, she demanded to be let out of the rehab facility 3 weeks early and was back on the beach at her summer home. She said, "This is not going to be the end of me. Do any of you know someone as strong as that?" My grandmother continues in her acts of love and selflessness to this day. She volunteers at Fidelco, fostering German Shepherd guide dogs for the blind. In her evenings out, she continues to enjoy her evenings out. Even while she socializes, drinking her weekly drink, she makes the people around her feel appreciated, celebrating each part of their lives right along with them. The letters of my grandmother's name can best be used to describe her. S for stable, H for hardworking, E for elegant, I for intelligent, L for loving, A for accomplished. I ask that we raise our glasses to her today. I ask that we give a toast to the woman who never fails to give. Behind the face of an old woman lies a beautiful soul beyond worthy of this tribute. I wish you could all have a grandmother like mine, but there will only be one. I'm privileged to be able to share her with you today.
Good job.